Hello, my loves. I want you to remember something. You are the author of the book of your life. You are the one that is writing the stories, writing, then starting a new chapter. It is never too late to start a new chapter of your life. And I thought of this because I was on Threads and I saw a woman post about how, she's 33 and she wants to move to China, and teach, and it's been a dream of hers that she hasn't been telling anybody, but she was like, I don't know if it's too late for me to pick up my life and start over. And then I know people are going to be asking questions like, why China, and all, like asking questions, basically judging her decision, right? And so I responded back and I said, first off, I'm 44 and I myself am also getting certified to teach English, and I'm going to be moving to China as well, probably by the end of the year. And so for me, that's like, but I'm so excited about it, and I'm not questioning whether anybody has any thoughts about it, because I am the author of my life and I am writing a new chapter of my life, and you're never too old to write a new chapter of your life. It is your life, and Spirit and your Spirit team are the editors and the copywriters and the artists that work with you to make sure your book looks amazing and it's written beautifully. Like, they're the ones that are helping co-create the life you are writing for yourself. And fuck anybody else who reads it and is like, oh, I don't like where this story is going. It's not your book. I'm the writer, I'm the author of this entire story, and I'm the one who brings these people into my life, brings these people into my story, right? And Spirit and my Spirit team are the ones that make sure that read it and they're like, ooh, you know what, that's good, but what if we add this? And that would make it even better. What if we do this? What if we change this up a little bit and do this? And it would make it even better, make the story even better, right? So you and your Spirit team are the co-creators of the book that you are writing of your life. You are the one that has the idea for the next chapter, for the next thing you're going to do, for the next event you're going to do, for the next thing, right? You are the writer of that. And don't let anybody make you feel like the story you want to write for yourself is not a good one, or it's not one that makes sense, or it's not one that's feasible. It is only because they cannot envision that for themselves with their own limiting beliefs. They cannot imagine that life for themselves, whether that is through programming about, I think she was American, but so, the United States particularly has fed US citizens a lot of falsehoods about China and the country itself. And now through TikTok, Instagram, social media, basically, people are starting to see how it's not at all what they were taught it is, right? And so whether it's conditioning of them thinking that China is a certain type of way and that it's like, it's a terrible place to live or anything, or there's stuff wrong with it, I don't know. Whatever it is that you learned, or whatever it is that this person who's reading your story and saying, no, you're not going to have a good life there, whatever it is, that is their story and that is their issue. You're the one writing the book. Why do you, I think, and I'm saying this as somebody who once had that mindset of caring how people read my story, follow along as if it's with the story metaphor. I was one of those who also had low self-esteem and who also felt like I had to get validation somehow, sometimes from total strangers. And that's the thing, it's not even from people sometimes it's like total strangers, their opinions. Had to get validation to show up in the world, right? And to follow what I wanted to do. Or I may have dreams or ideas that look nothing like what anybody else is doing, and so I don't share it because I feel like I'm going to get judged for it. So that was me. So I understood where she was coming from, because I once was there, which I think is why I wanted to go into life coaching anyway. It's because through my healing, I wanted to heal other people who were in the same spot that I was in at one point. So I understand this thought process of, am I too old to start a new thing, or being afraid of how others will judge me for the dream that I have for myself, right? But you can't the more you live your life for other people, the less you're really experiencing it for yourself. You are a soul in this physical body, having a physical experience, but you are still a divine soul that is magnificent and vast, and you have your own role to play in this in this physical realm, in this life that you have, right? I do believe in reincarnation, but in the body that you have right now, in the life that you are living right now, you have a specific role to play in a specific purpose. You know what I mean? And sometimes that purpose is just pleasure and joy. I don't believe that there's one particular thing that we are sent here to do. I believe that we can do numerous things in our life that have impact, even if the impact is only to one person or to numerous people or to however many, right? But at the core of it, you are a divine being, and this is your story that you came here to write and live out. And you are meant to work in co-creation with your spirit team who wants to see you thrive and succeed, right? Who are so excited by the story that you're writing for yourself. But if you're not writing your own story, if you're not staying faithful to your own story, how are they going to be able to give you, how are they going to help you, right? How is spirit going to help you? If you're constantly worried about, well, if I write this chapter, and you know this is even more appropriate for me because I do write fiction, and I have not been in the headspace to write it. But anyways, so using this analogy of the story is actually really funny. But if you are so scared about how other people are going to perceive your story, then like you're stopping yourself from writing it. And then you'll be even older, and then the older you get, the more you're like, oh, well, now I'm really old and I shouldn't be able to start my life over. As I said, I'm 44 and I'm about to do drastic. Who actually says I'm going to move to China and teach English? I know people say that all the time, but even me saying it now feels wild. And I'm going by myself. Like, I'm going to this whole different continent by myself, moving by myself to start this new life for myself at 44. I mean, like, you're never too old to start your life over. I don't ever want to say start your life over. You're never too late to write a new chapter in your life, because nothing is wrong. The life you have lived up to this point, you have learned so many things from it, whether you have struggled or not, right? No matter what trauma you've gone through, no matter what you've gone through in your life, up to this point, first off, you've survived it because you're watching this video right now. You've survived it, right? And there are lessons to be learned in everything that happens. Sometimes bad shit happens. That's part of, unfortunately, this physical experience. Sometimes evil souls are here, and that is their karmic cycle, is to just be evil and hateful and not evolving as they want to. So they're spewing their trauma onto other people, which is whatever. So sometimes terrible things happen, and then all we have the choice of doing is healing from it, right? And in your healing is oftentimes how you find your purpose and how you find the next step for yourself. So you have survived everything that life has thrown at you, all the experiences. You have survived all of them up to this moment, which is so beautiful. And you're here. And so now, what are you doing for the next chapter of your life? What are you doing? Now is the time to do two things. It is to live for yourself and set boundaries so that you find joy and happiness within yourself, and from that, build community and help others. Those are the two things. If you first, though, have not set boundaries for yourself, if you first have not found your own joy and your own peace and your own way to regulate your nervous system and your own way to find, to be grounded in yourself, you are not going to be able to show up for anybody else. Part of that grounding is you understanding, I am the author of my life, and I am writing this new chapter for myself, and it does not matter what anybody else has to say. That is their opinion. This is my life. I hold the pen, pencil, whatever, and I'm the one doing this, and I am co-creating with Spirit and my Spirit team along the way, and that's it. And there will be people who read your book, so to speak, and they vibe with it, and they're like, oh my God, she's inspiring me to live my own life, to write my own chapter, to take control of the book of my life, right? You will be that inspiration for them. Your story will impact somebody else and be the push and healing that they need to live out their life and write their story. You understand me? So you're never too old to start the next chapter of your life. You're never too old for it. So live your life and find your joy, because that's all we can do in this crazy fucking time that we live in, okay? I love you guys.